Ladies and gentlemen, what next for Raila Amolo Odinga and Azimio brigades after the finance bill? Because one thing is very clear. Finance bill is going to pass again next week. There is nothing which Azimio brigades can do to stop it. Yesterday, majority of members of parliament voted yes to that bill. Actually, overwhelming majority. Because 176 members of parliament voted yes, only 81 voted no. But there were 92 members of parliament who really did not turn up. But even if all of them were to vote no to that bill, that would only make 194. But the bill only requires a simple majority, which means the 176 members of parliament would still have their way. But again, we can't run away from another fact, that this finance bill is either going to make or destroy William Samoei Arap Ruto. It will depend with several other factors moving forward. But what next for Raila Amolo Odinga and Azimio brigades? In this video, I want us to look at what next, the options which are available for Raila Odinga and Azimio brigades after the finance bill. Because next week, again, William Ruto cannot allow this bill to fail. But before we do that, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is now. Let us dive in. Do you think the finance bill will help William Ruto achieve his 2027 political objectives? To some extent. But for me, if you ask me, I tend to think that this bill, the way it is and the way it has passed, is something which is a blessing in disguise for Raila Amolo Odinga and Azimio brigades. In fact, I was talking to someone and we were in general agreement that deep down, Azimio brigades were really praying so hard for this bill to pass, because that bill is actually a blessing to them. But what can they do? Number one, if you ask me, Raila Odinga and the entire Azimio brigades must be very strategic and make lemonade out of lemon. This is a gift which William Ruto handed over to Azimio brigades. Because for me, Azimio can do what Ruto did with the Building Bridges Initiative process. You know, the BBI project was not really a very bad initiative, the way William Ruto painted it. But that is what destroyed Uhuru Kenyatta, and that is what destroyed Raila Odinga. Even the handshake which happened between Uhuru and Raila, it was not a bad thing. It was a good thing for the country. But William Ruto used them politically to achieve his objectives. So if you ask me, Raila Odinga and Azimio brigades can come up with a very clever strategy which they can then use to paint any misgivings in this government and attribute it to the failed finance bill. For example, do you think the cost of living in this country is going to come down anytime soon? Is there a magic which is going to make the cost of unga to come down to 100? Or is there any magic out of this bill, because they are talking of housing? Do you think there is any magic which is going to happen to an extent that between now and the next election, the cost of renting houses in Nairobi will come down? There is no magic. There are so many things which are going to happen in this country, but the finance bill is not going to cure them. There is no way, for example, the government is going to create those million jobs they are promising Kenyans out of the housing project. In fact, I'm even suspecting that instead of creating new jobs, the housing project will actually render most Kenyans. This finance bill is going to render more Kenyans jobless. So they must come up with a strategy. They must identify those sections of the bill which is going to hurt the common mwananchi, which, like for example, they are promising so many things out of the bill, which are not true. So they can identify some of those, wait for the right time, remind Kenyans. For example, if I were Raila Odinga and his team, then I'll let this bill go through. Then I'll start planning on how to craft a strategy on this housing. Because there's no way the 1.5% tax on housing will give another individual a house in the next 5 years. Those houses are going to be constructed. And the people who are going to get those houses are not ordinary Kenyans. Rich people are going to get those houses. So that's a very good thing politically for Raila Odinga. So for me, that's the first thing they need to do, make lemonade out of this bill. Number two, which they should do immediately, is to begin nationwide tour to misinform the public or to educate the public about this finance bill. Remember, after the handshake and after BBI, what did William Ruto do? He said that's special, that what he did to Uhuru and Raila cannot be done to them. They must, I don't support demonstrations on this issue. Demonstrations should be for other things, but not for this bill. For this bill, Raila and his team must have their economic advisors sit down, identify the things, then start going around the country. So, and they must get good speakers, people who can deliver the message in a way that ordinary Kenyan will be able to understand. The normal border guy. I've listened to reviews and interviews over this particular bill from almost all parts of the country. Majority of Kenyans believe that the bill is a bad bill. So they must get outside there, identify what's making those Kenyans to believe the bill is bad, and then educate them. Because if they won't do that, I can assure you, William Ruto is smart. He's going to go outside there and he's going to start doing what he does best, basically, to lie about the bill. So it's upon them to decide what to do. But for me, I would advise Azimio to go outside there, tour the entire country, educate them. You know, the bill is designed in a way that you can actually zone the areas. If you go to this area, highlight the weaknesses of that bill. You go to this other area, highlight the weaknesses. And the other thing they can do, for me, number 3, is legal redress. And they cannot go as Azimio. They should not go as Azimio. That would be bad. You know, Okia Mtata already has a bill already has a case in court. He filed a petition, and I think there are 2 or 3 other gentlemen. Why can't they enjoin those cases so that they can push William Ruto to the corner? In fact, sometimes I wonder why Azimio is sleeping. For example, today I've just seen Azimio issuing a statement of members of parliament who are absent and asking them to explain why they were absent. You know, they're only giving Ruto opportunity for propaganda, because voting is supposed to be based on what you think. So Azimio cannot force their members of parliament to vote no. I have a problem with them asking members of parliament who are present and voted yes to the bill to explain why. I would have expected them to ask members of parliament who are absent to explain. Because if you are absent, it means you didn't want to vote yes or no. I don't know what you think, but for me, legal redress. The 4th thing they can do is to act on members of parliament who actually voted no. Beginning with Esther Passaris, followed by others, and even those who are absent. And that is what they've actually done. I've seen communications from Orange House. And for me, let me just see if I can get that. For me, that's not the best thing, but they can pursue it. But it will portray them as if they are dictators. The ODM party just issued a statement. Let me just see. Yeah, there is a statement here by ODM party, which states, the party is in receipt of many complaints from the general membership regarding the conduct of its members of National Assembly during yesterday's vote on Finance Bill 2023. The party has therefore commenced disciplinary proceedings against the following members: those who voted for the bill. Only 4 members voted for the bill: Esther Passaris, Nairobi; Aden Ado Mohammed, Wajir South; Elisha Uchingo Odhiambo, Game; Karoli Omondi, Suba South. Only 4. So for me, I don't think they should punish the 4 members of parliament. But they can go to the ground. Raila can go to Game. He can go to Suba South. He can go to Wajir. He can move around Nairobi and deal with these members of parliament at that particular point. And that's where my first point comes in: nationwide tour. Then they are also talking of the members who are absent. You know, like someone like John Mbadi, who has been vocal against this bill, was not in parliament. You know, several members of parliament were absent here. Several of them. I think there were 24 were absent. Yeah. So for me, if you ask me, it's something they can do, but it's not a good strategy on my side. And lastly, and this is the best, let Kenyans feel the effect. So Raila Odinga and Azimio should just remain silent on this bill. Let Kenya Kwanza go ahead, implement it. Kenyans will start feeling the effect. For example, the moment this bill will be passed into law, the 16% VAT on fuel will have direct impact on every Kenyan. Let them just remain silent. Let Kenyans feel the heat. Let Kenyans complain. Behave as if nothing is happening. Let Kenya Kwanza feel at home that they won. 2 years later or 3 years later, come up with a strategy. Failures of the bill. Just list all of them. That's why I want to be Raila Odinga's advisor. Yeah? But with a new team, not the current one. Now, me can only be a strategist for when it's sure. Yeah? Come up with the list. Yeah, if it's fertilizer, what's the cost now in 2 years' time? Cost of hunger, 2 years' time. Because if they don't do that, what I know William Ruto is going to do is going to introduce another finance bill in around 2 or 3 years to remove some of those taxes. And you know, the strategy is simple. William Ruto's strategy is simple. Make people poor. In 3 years, Kenyans will be poorer. Make them depend on you. In 2 years' time, Kenyans will be depending on Ruto. Then he shall have made money. Then buy them. Make them believe that their lives depend on you. Start removing the taxes. Start giving them handouts. Start giving them, distribute to them. Unga here, unga there. By the way, that's a strategy which has failed to work in Nyanza here. Giving people unga has refused to work here in Nyanza. It has worked everywhere. And today, again, I was just watching a clip where a gentleman was telling people that, oh, for them in Kisumu, it's soft life. Because what's the name of that unga? Mos, mu. They can't buy. Wananunua tu ya inaitwa hostess. Thank you guys, and let me have your thought on the matter. What do you think Azimio can do?